Hello, my wonderful viewers. Welcome to NFO TV. This is another episode of your talk show. As you all know, my name is Felix Oji, your favorite host of this program. And with me on set here, we have the person of Ezekiel Moses. This man is a kind of person you can't wait to hear from. He's a poet, he's a music writer, he's a songwriter. He is the author of How to Achieve Academic Excellence. Welcome to NFO TV, sir.
Thank you so much, everyone. I'm pleased to be here.
It's good having you. So one of the questions that I'll be asking you is, first and foremost, can you introduce yourself to our audience so they will know who they are talking to?
All right. My name is Ezekiel Moses. I'm Nigerian. I'm an author, the author of How to Achieve Academic Excellence. I'm a songwriter, a blogger, a poet, and a YouTuber. I'm so happy to be here. Thank you so much for bringing me on set.
It's indeed my pleasure to have you. So, viewers, as you all know, he has introduced himself very well. So, you know him now. So, one of the questions I'll be asking you now is, what do you understand by the word politics?
Politics is policies. We talk about politics in terms of policies that affect our day-to-day lives. Politics is it sounds big, but it's in families, it's in schools, it's in the decision-making, the process of electing leadership, the process of governance. You know, politics is like culture. It's something that affects you and I indirectly or directly.
Wow.
You know, a lot of times we don't think of politics as something that affects us because we think, I'm not interested in politics, or I'm a Christian should not be in politics. You know, that has brought us where we are today in Nigeria. You know, but thank God for the education going on right now. People are getting reorientated about the importance of governance and politics, being involved in politics, because it affects everything. It affects the cost of living. It affects our economy. It affects even your life, your safety, your security. Politics affects every area of our lives. So politics is something very big that affects you and I, and we all must be keen about it. We must get involved in politics.
Wow. That's interesting. Wow, that means politics is something that we need to get involved in, everyone. Wow. Okay, now, how can you describe Nigeria's system of politics?
Well, politics in Nigeria is a bit different from what you know in other parts of the world.
Okay.
You know, a politician in America or the president of America cannot claim to have some kind of powers that Nigerian politicians have or Nigerian president have.
Okay.
In the sense that, you know, adherence to the rule of law, talking about policy making, checks and balances, freedom of expression, freedom of movement, you know, the true democracy, which is the government of the people meaning the masses, not some godfathers. Electing their own representative, having their own manifesto, having their own agenda, and a few people out there to act it out so that the general public can be affected positively.
Wow. Okay. So you have spoken very well, Mr. Ezekiel. Now, based on your own understanding, what's the difference between Nigerian politics and American politics?
Well, Nigerian politics is a bit on the other side. I don't want to say the raw side.
Okay.
A politician in America, just like I said, the American president can never say, I will do anything and get away with it. Okay. But the Nigerian politician can tell you, I will do anything and get away with it, and nothing will happen. And that's the truth. Nothing will happen. The public will shout, the public will cry, but nothing will happen because he's protected by his godfathers and colleagues in politics. So the politics in Nigeria is a bit on the raw side.
Well, now, this thing is as a result of the constitution, or as a result of the godfatherism you talk about, or as a result, what is the cause, or is it on that development that is causing this political?
A lot of things are involved.
Okay.
First, Nigeria does not have a real constitution.
Okay.
The constitution we had was back in the late 50s into 60s when we gained our independence.
Okay.
And we had true federalism.
Yeah.
In Nigeria. What we have right now is a document concocted in 1999 by a few set of military people with biased mindset, creating something that has never brought peace and can never bring peace and development into Nigeria.
Wow.
What we have as constitution has made a certain region more powerful than other region, has made a certain people more powerful than other people, has made the people become voiceless and not the true owner of the country. So somebody can say, I will do this, and he does it. What happened on the 10th of October 2020 may not have happened anywhere in the world.
Wow.
By now, a lot of people would have been impeached. A lot of people would have been in jail.
That's the NSAS.
The NSAS protest.
Okay.
Look at how it ended. A lot of protesters, youths who were clamoring for a better country, were holding the national flag of a country, which is the highest symbol of any civilized nation, and they were killed.
Wow.
And nothing happened. No one has been jailed. Nothing has happened.
Wow. That's so touching.
So politics in Nigeria is a bit on the raw side. It explains why during that protest you recall that some government vehicles were carrying hoodlums and protecting the hoodlums. The hoodlums were attacking peaceful protesters with placards. Protesters were being arrested and the hoodlums were being protected. That's politics in Nigeria.
Wow.
So we have a long way to go. We have gotten to a place where there is so much impunity in our system. Someone can steal 80, 100, 200 billion naira and go free.
Wow.
He's protected by the system. He goes home, from home going to court. It doesn't happen anywhere in the world. In China, such a person would have been beheaded.
Yeah, of course.
In some other countries, such a person would have been in jail. How can you be home? A man who steals 50,000 naira from a Dumota would be in Kirikiri.
Wow.
Whilst a man who steals 50 billion naira will be home, from home, drinking tea in the AC, going to courts. And nothing will eventually still happen. The highest that will happen is EFCC will collect a fine of maybe 10 million, 200 million, and the man is free. So the system has a long way to go. The system has been built to protect the few powerful people.
Wow.
Whereas the masses are vulnerable. So these things have to be checked so that our democracy can be truly a representation of a government for the people, which is the masses, not the godfathers.
Okay.
So you can either have a president for the politician, or you have a president for the Nigerian people.
Yeah, I think that would be nice. So, Mr. Ezekiel, based on your idea, what solution do you think you can impose to make Nigeria a good Nigeria?
For Nigeria to become that country that we all dream about, first of all, the foundation of every civilized nation is the constitution upon which it is built.
Yes, of course. I so much agree.
According to scripture, where there is no vision, the people perish.
Yeah.
A man, what makes my family different from your family is about my values, is about my vision, is about my orientation, how I want to raise my kids. It may be different from what you want.
Yes.
So what does the Nigerian people want? What is our constitution? What binds us together as a multilingual nation, as a multicultural nation, as a people who are vast in culture, in tribe? We are different people, made one nation by the British. It's like bringing different countries together into one umbrella.
Wow.
But we have not developed a constitution, a framework that promotes equality, that promotes single ideology, that respects the TV man, that does not make the thief man inferior to the Fulani man or to the Hausa man. That does not make the Igbo man seem inferior to the Yoruba man. So we must be able to strike balance. As long as there are no checks and balances, as long as there are no consequences for people who contravene public peace, public opinion, or who embezzle national wealth, then we might as well systematically be promoting corruption.
Thank you very much, Mr. Ezekiel. I have issue with this social media law that states that if you speak against the government, you'll be heralded. Do you think that is a good constitution? Because according to our constitution, they talk about freedom of speech. which can allow every citizen to express his or her opinion. But now, once you speak your mind to talk about what you think is affecting you directly or indirectly, you will be headed for that. What is your thought on that, sir?
All right. The anti-media law is a barbaric law, and in all ramification, a lot of people from different quarters, even internationally, have condemned it. And we have had certain people who came up later on in government to deny such. Kudos to Lai Mohammed. But you see, in every civilized nation, like someone said in Nigeria some time ago, he said you are guaranteed freedom of speech, but you're not guaranteed freedom after speech.
Wow.
And that's a threat to democracy. If I cannot be guaranteed freedom after speech for speaking out obvious truths with facts and evidences, then we're in trouble. You see, the government is supposed to be a representation of the people.
Okay.
Meaning the government is not supposed to be more powerful than the people. It means no matter how fantastic my idea is as a president, if 200 million Nigerians come out and say, no, Mr. President, we know you have this idea, but we don't want it.
Okay.
I should respect these people enough to drop that idea.
Of course.
And move on. Almost like what happened during NSAS. The people said we don't want SARS again. SARS is killing our youths, and a lot of youths were being victims of police brutality. Okay. But instead of the government or the system to address this issue and outrightly ban it, we had something like a rephrasing. The government said no. I remember the former IG was like, no, we can't. The people can't tell us what to do.
Wow.
And he said, no, we're going to rebrand it. I said, no, we don't want you to rebrand. That went on and check how many lives were lost in the process of the protest.
Wow.
How many properties were damaged and destroyed. And this is because the will of the people was contravened by the people who seemed so powerful. But you don't understand that your power is because you have a people to govern. So if there are truly no masses in Nigeria, then there will be no need for government.
Wow.
Because the reason we have politics is to help us channel our collective resources to solve a common problem for our common good. Then there is no nation. There is no government. Then you have failed. You have a failed state.
Wow, that brings me to another question. Now, based on the system of Nigeria, can you call Nigeria a failed state or a successful state?
I will not be right to say Nigeria is a successful state.
Okay.
But I would not want to also be right to say Nigeria is a totally failed state. But we are close to being a failed state.
Wow, amazing.
If I'm going to be fair enough.
Wow.
But if I'm going to be raw, you already know, and you can imagine what I was going to say.
Okay.
In the sense that institutions are not built to protect the Nigerian people and economy.
Okay.
Why would a man have access to stealing 180 million?
Why did you say
billion?
Why did you say that?
All right, that's the point I'm making.
Okay.
Why would a man have access to steal 180 billion naira?
Okay.
That is beyond the budget of some African nation. One man was able to steal it. Why? There was no system. What system do you have for checks and balances? The fact that I'm Accountant General of Nigeria does not mean I should have access to such money. Why should I be, you're my boss, you have an organization, I'm managing. Why should I have access to be able to sign out some kind of money without you being aware?
Wow, Mr. Ezekiel, sorry for cutting you short. There's something that has been baffling me that I want us to discuss. There are some institutions in Nigeria that people don't really know them. But these people, they make a lot of money. Have you ever had something like the Ombudsman?
No.
It's an institution. An ombudsman means a public complaint commission. That is, it's an institution that is responsible to report every act of doing wrongs in the state. For example, now, if someone got maybe raped or anything bad happens to someone, those institutions are the one charged with the responsibility to to handle such case. But all of a sudden you don't hear anything like that. But those people, they are collecting salary, they are being paid, that institution is functioning, is fully funded, but you can never in any day hear anything about
this is what I'm saying.
Just like what happened during the time of if not for COVID-19, nobody would have heard about the NCDC. You see, so I know this thing is a problem. I think it's a problem to the nation.
You see, the Nigerian people needs to go through a lot of. We still need a lot of orientation and education, structuring and restructuring. I'll give you an example. We all talk about the presidency, the election that is coming. No one cares to ask what is the job of a House of Rep.
Okay,
what does a senator do? How do they affect our lives? But you see, you elect a competent president, for example. Then you have criminals in the Senate, for example. These criminals are going to frustrate that good head president that you have.
Yeah.
So sometimes the system has been grounded in a way that the people who are the real ones that determine what goes on in the society, they hide under the carpets or the umbrella of their political parties. We don't even know who they are. To penetrate into the system. Once they're elected, they're there. They enrich themselves. And the nation suffers.
Wow.
So the system has a long way to go. You can imagine the monies that have been stolen by a few individuals, the magus of this world, the accountant generals of this world, the Kiaris of this world. The monies in their hand is enough to fund all federal universities in Nigeria.
Like currently now,
and there will be no ASU strike.
Amazing. Wow.
And guess what? Almost nobody is in jail. Nobody is in jail.
To what Wataruni said in one of his books, and he titled it How Europe Underdeveloped Africa. What you are saying here is exactly what the man said in that book. He said that development in Africa is being governed by just the elite. The few people control the affairs of the government, and they are very rich to the extent that the masses are getting poor, and just like there's a bridge that bridges the poor and the rich. That state that the poor are getting poorer while the rich are getting richer, and nobody cares. The same people will still come back and tell you that if you vote me into power, I will do this for you. After that, nothing happens, just like what you said earlier, and it is bad. So I think those are the things we need to look into come to 2023 general election. So now the last question I'll be asking you on this talk show is, what is your take? What do you think about the 2023 general election? 2023
general election is a defining moment for Nigeria.
Okay.
I was telling someone last week, I said the president of Nigeria as at now cannot beat his hand or beat his chest with all confidence that there will be a country called Nigeria in the next 10 years based on the structure we have on ground.
Wow.
The nation and the system is crumbling. We need a rescue.
Okay.
There is crisis everywhere. There is looming war at our doorsteps. Yesterday I saw videos and pictures of people now go to churches with AK-47.
And it was very real. I was thinking it's a joke.
It's not a joke. People now go to churches with AK-47 to protect themselves. Because how can you explain it that we have security forces, we have a government system, and some criminals, some terrorists would be in a particular location operating for 2 hours and there is no response from anywhere?
That's so bad.
And 50 people are killed and no single person is arrested.
Amazing.
The governor is not impeached. Nobody steps down. The president has dinner few hours into the killing.
Hey, good, wonderful.
Feasting and dining when your people are being killed. So we're in a very serious situation. So this is no longer the time for the masses to be divided by an Igbo. You are Yoruba, you are Hausa. It's no longer time for religion. It's not time for religious differences. It's no longer time for tribal differences. We must understand that suffering does not know Igbo man or Yoruba man. Poverty does not know Hausa man different from an Edo man. Death Terrorism does not know an Idoma man different from an Egu man.
Yeah.
So we must unite with our pains as people in Nigeria and stand as one. The greatest victory Nigerians can have is to have someone that truly represents our pain. A president that is not far-fetched from the people, who is ready to stake his life to solving problems that affect the ordinary person.
Wow.
This is a defining moment, and that's why I encourage people, go and get your PVC. Take one day out of work so that your life can be protected. We need to protect our lives.
Wow.
We need to protect ourselves. We need to get that, because this is not it's not about PDP or APC and Labour Party. No, it's about the Nigerian people and the system that wants to keep them in perpetual poverty. It's about the Nigerian people trying to survive and fighting for their lives, that we want to stay alive, we don't want to die. So this next election is so important, and we must all not take it lightly.
Amazing. Wow. Thank you, viewers. That brings us to the end of today's talk show. So, Mr. Ezekiel, what one word you have to say to the organizer of NFO TV?
NFO TV, you are the best. You're doing an amazing job. Keep doing what you're doing, and God will announce you to the world. Wow. Thank you so much for bringing light to the people, and I'm sure everyone watching this show will be so proud of NFO. Wow. Thank you. So please subscribe to NFO if you haven't. God bless you.
Wow, thank you very much. This is the end of today's talk show. Our able guest here have said it all. He said that you need to get your PVC to vote the best candidate of your choice, because, like as he said, this is the defining moment for you to make the decision you need to change this country and take this nation to the greater heights. Because the suffering of 8 years is not a one day's job. So please, if you know you've not gotten your voters card, please do that. Thank you very much for coming to NFO TV.
You're welcome.
It's my pleasure to have you. God bless you.
Thank you so much. I'm happy to be here.
Thank you very much.